Welcome to the road to tranquility, a journey to inner peace where we explore ancient wisdom to find grounding in the chaos of modern life. This space is dedicated to those over 40 who are beginning to seek deeper meaning, clarity, and calm in a world that rarely slows down. If you find what we share valuable, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Together, we will continue this journey of exploring Buddhist teachings, not just to understand them, but to live them with mindfulness, presence, and peace every day. In a universe so vast, spinning with galaxies and mysteries we may never fully comprehend, there are moments, rare and sacred, when something aligns, not by chance, but by cosmic design. This is not just another year, and June 2025 is not just another moment in time. If you're watching this, listening quietly, you may already sense it. A stirring inside, a whisper that says, you were born for something more. This is the time to remember. For those under the sign of Virgo, or those who carry Virgo's sacred essence, its clarity, its humility, its quiet power, 2025 marks the beginning of something profound. Not just externally, but deep, soul-level transformation. This isn't a horoscope. It's not about good luck or bad fortune. This is a celestial activation, an invitation for you to step into the highest version of yourself. And this story begins long before now. Part 1. The Virgo Journey, Sacred Patterns. To understand the significance of what awaits Virgo in the coming year, we must first honor the silent power of the path already walked. Virgo is not often praised for its presence, yet it is felt everywhere. In the balance of systems, in the nurturing of the sick, in the structure of everyday miracles, the Virgo spirit lingers quietly, never asking for applause. From the outside, Virgo might appear as the perfectionist, the critic, the one who always has a plan. But deep within lies something far more sacred, a longing not for control, but for clarity, a devotion not to performance, but to purity. Virgo is not chasing flawlessness. Virgo is searching for truth. The kind of truth that brings peace to chaos, that restores harmony to broken spaces. You know this intimately. You've been the one others turn to when things fall apart. The quiet hand that steadies the wheel. The voice that suggests a better way, gently, thoughtfully, often without being asked. You've made yourself a sanctuary for others, even when your own soul felt frayed at the edges. Yet, despite your offerings, recognition has often eluded you. There have been times when your care was overlooked, your wisdom questioned, your sacrifices taken for granted. You've stayed behind the scenes while others moved ahead. You've given your time, your energy, your love, and been met with silence in return. Not because you were wrong to give, but because this world rarely sees the sacred hidden in the simple. Still, you gave more, not because you wanted reward, but because something in you refused to give less. You understood what few others could. That healing begins with intention. That beauty can emerge from order. That love, at its most honest, is often quiet, but in the stillness of your own mind, a different story may have played out. You've judged yourself harshly, measured your worth against impossible ideals, silently compared your inner world to the polished exteriors of others. Even your great capacity for self-reflection has sometimes turned into self-punishment. You've asked too much of yourself, believing that if only you could do more, be better, perfect everything, then perhaps you would finally feel enough. And yet, the truth is this: you were never meant to be perfect. You were meant to be real. You were not placed on this earth to be a machine of productivity. You were born to be a vessel of discernment, a channel for healing, a keeper of ancient wisdom. You are not just a doer, you are a mirror, reflecting back the quiet beauty of presence, patience, precision. Through every setback, every invisible triumph, every time you chose the higher road when no one was watching, you were not being ignored. You were being shaped. Your solitude wasn't punishment, it was refinement. The betrayals weren't curses, they were revelations. The seasons of exhaustion weren't failures, they were thresholds. You passed through each one, more intact than you thought, more whole than you believed. This is the paradox of Virgo, that in being humbled, you grew strong, that in being wounded, you found your medicine, that in giving your all, even when it hurt, you awakened gifts that cannot be taught, only lived. So let us acknowledge the truth. You have walked through years of spiritual apprenticeship. You have learned what it means to serve without ego, to lead without force, to love without needing proof. You have planted seeds in barren soil, trusting that something unseen would bloom. You have spoken truth even when your voice trembled. You have carried burdens that were not yours to carry, but you did it with grace. You were never just trying to survive. You were preparing. You were aligning. You were remembering who you were before the world told you to be anything else. And now, after all that preparation, the universe is beginning to turn its attention to you. Not to reward your suffering, but to activate your sovereignty. You are no longer being called to carry everyone else. You are being called to carry your own truth. The inner flame that has flickered quietly within you for so long is ready to rise. The healing you've given to others is ready to return home. The order you've brought to the world is ready to find its mirror in your own life. This is your sacred season of reclamation, a time to forgive yourself for every harsh word spoken in the echo chamber of your mind. A time to reclaim the joy of simplicity. A time to rediscover that being gentle is not a weakness, it is a form of power. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not less than. You are the quiet architect of a better world. And the time has come for that world to begin. Part 2. The Cosmic Window of 2025. There are moments in time that do not simply pass, they open. Gateways that shimmer between the seen and unseen. Portals where the ordinary laws of progress seem to dissolve, and something more mysterious takes shape. These are not coincidences. These are invitations. And June 2025 is one of them. For the soul aligned with Virgo. This is not just another chapter. It is a threshold, a convergence, a sacred window that has been whispered about by mystics, felt in the bones of ancient watchers, sensed by those attuned to the rhythm beneath the rush. This isn't about astrology alone. It's about alignment, cosmic, energetic, personal. It is the moment when all the quiet seeds you've planted, through patience, discipline, humility, will meet the light they've been waiting for. Not suddenly, like fireworks, but steadily, like dawn. What makes this time different is not just the movement of planets, but the message they carry. This is not merely the beginning of a new phase, it is the unveiling of a new frequency. A soft revolution of the soul. Where once your efforts were met with delay, now they will be met with ease. Where once your voice felt like a whisper in the wind, now it echoes clearly through the halls of fate. June 2025 marks the rare and radiant crossing point of planetary bodies long in preparation. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, divine generosity, and miracles, joins a newly awakened celestial point known not to traditional astronomers. but to modern spiritual seekers. A point that stirs not just energy, but awakening. It governs soul-level purpose, divine timing, and the activation of higher gifts once hidden in the dust of routine. Together, they do not collide, they harmonize. They create a bridge between the practical and the miraculous. And Virgo, you are the bridgekeeper. The systems you built in isolation. The routines you refined in silence. The discipline that was misunderstood as rigidity. These now become vessels of transformation. You are not wasting time. You are tuning your life to a frequency that only now, in this window, has become audible to the greater cosmos. The signs will not be loud, but they will be undeniable. Synchronicities will cluster. Long-delayed opportunities will reappear. But with more clarity, projects you shelved due to doubt will begin to call out for resurrection, this time with support. People will arrive whose presence feels like home. And most of all, the internal resistance that once made everything feel uphill will begin to soften. Dissolve. Transform. This is not wishful thinking. It is the nature of celestial tides. Just as the moon pulls at the ocean, the alignment of divine energies now pulls at your soul. But you must choose to respond. This cosmic window is not a guarantee. It is a possibility, a magnifier, a sacred, yes, waiting for your inner echo. For some, the light will pass through unopened doors. But for those who have walked the long road of inner preparation, for those who have felt the sacred ache of becoming, this is the moment when the door swings open not just before you, but within you. You will feel it in the way your energy shifts, in the thoughts that suddenly feel clearer, in the surge of purpose that returns after years of quiet questioning, in the way your intuition sharpens. No longer tangled in doubt but glowing with direction. This is more than personal success. It is soul alignment. The Virgo gifts, discernment, service, order, healing, will no longer be background energies. They will become active forces. Not in egoic power, but in sacred influence. You will begin to notice that the clarity you once longed to give others, they now seek from you. You will be asked to lead, not with authority, but with example. You will be invited to teach, not by force, but through presence. And you will be offered the chance to create, not just for survival, but for joy. In this cosmic season, your sacred work finds sacred support. This does not mean it will be effortless, but it will be guided, protected, blessed. It is like planting a seed and knowing the rain will come. Like building a foundation and seeing the materials finally arrive. The waiting, the wandering, the wondering, they dissolve under the light of convergence. Let yourself feel the truth of this. Not because you hope for it, but because your soul remembers it. You didn't come here to work forever in the shadows. You came to anchor light in the tangible, to translate the ineffable into form, to embody the divine through grounded, loving action. This is the Virgo initiation. And June 2025 is your altar. Not a climax, a beginning. The beginning of the age of Virgo, not as a zodiac trend, but as a sacred restoration. A time when the wisdom of discernment, the dignity of service, the power of quiet presence becomes the foundation for what comes next, not just in your life, but in the world. Because when Virgo rises, the world begins to heal. And that rise has already begun. Part 3. The 7 Miracles. Miracles are not always thunderclaps. They are often quiet rewirings of reality, subtle, precise, like the gentle rearranging of stars. For Virgo, miracles do not arrive as escapes from life, but as harmonizations with it. They do not take you away from the path, they deepen your walk upon it. And now, as the cosmic window of June 2025 unfolds, 7 such miracles stand ready, not as gifts from a distant deity, but as reflections of your own inner becoming. Each one has been waiting for your readiness, your alignment, your sacred, yes. Miracle 1. The return of inner clarity. You've lived with the fog of self-doubt for too long. The kind that doesn't shout but whispers endlessly. It has disguised itself as logic, analysis, even humility, but it was never the truth. Now, like the early light that breaks through a heavy mist, a new clarity rises. You begin to see, not just the world, but yourself, with new eyes. Not harshly, but wholly. The confusion begins to lift. Decisions that once seemed paralyzing now appear with certainty. Not because you've learned something new, but because the noise has quieted and your own voice has become audible again. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. You realize, I know what is right for me, and I trust it. Miracle 2. The reversal of energy. There is a moment, known to those who have walked the spiritual path long enough, where energy begins to reverse, not away from you, but toward you. The giving, the serving, the carrying. These have been your rhythm for so long. But now, the rhythm shifts. You begin to receive, not from ego, not from demand, but from resonance. What you gave in the dark now returns in the light, not in the same form, but with multiplied meaning. Support shows up, resources flow. People offer back what you once gave freely. This is not payment, it is reflection. The universe begins to echo your frequency. And for the first time in years, you feel refueled. Miracle 3. The healing of the inner critic. No voice has wounded you more than the one within. The critic that kept raising the bar. That demanded perfection before permission. That turned your wisdom into worry and your precision into paralysis. Now, that voice begins to dissolve, not because it is silenced by force, but because it is met with compassion. You begin to see that the critic was never the enemy. It was the frightened child, trying to earn safety through control. And now that child is heard. You stop striving to be flawless, and start remembering that being whole was always enough. The shame begins to soften. The old cycles of self-judgment break. In their place, gentleness grows. You become not just your healer, but your home. Miracle 4. The awakening of intuition. You've always felt more than you admitted, seen more than you spoke. Your intuition is not flashy or loud, it's pattern-based, rooted in subtle observation, woven through with earthy wisdom. But for much of your life, you've second-guessed it. You needed proof. You needed others to agree. You filtered it through reason and diluted it in doubt. That stops now. A shift occurs. Your gut begins to guide you again, not with fear, but with calm knowing. You begin to trust the unspoken. You begin to act before analysis has time to sabotage. And as you do, the world responds with synchronicity. Doors open that logic cannot explain. People appear just as needed. You say the right words without trying. This is not magic. It is the language of a soul finally listening to itself. Miracle 5. The rebirth of relationships. Virgo has long struggled in love, not for lack of care, but because of depth. You see too much. You give too much. You hope too deeply. And often, others haven't known how to hold that. But in this new age, relationships transform, not by chance, but by design. You begin to attract those who speak your soul's language. who don't need fixing or teaching, but simply seeing, who meet you where you are, grounded, whole, imperfect, but real, and the ones who once misunderstood you begin to fade, naturally, gently, in their place. Kinship, connection, reciprocity, people who feel like peace, not performance. Love, in its mature and mutual form, begins to take root, and you feel, finally, that you are not too much. You are just right. Miracle 6. The emergence of purpose. For years, your purpose may have felt like a puzzle missing pieces. You tried different roles, wore different masks. Some fit for a while, some fell apart, but all the while, something deeper was forming beneath the surface. Now it rises. You begin to sense it, not in grand epiphanies, but in quiet certainties. This is what I'm meant to do. This is who I've been becoming. It may not look like the old version of success. It may not fit the world's definitions, but it will feel true. Whether it's teaching, healing, creating, organizing, or simply being, you will find the thread that links your soul to service. And this time, your work will not deplete you. It will sustain you, because it will no longer be what you do for approval. It will be what you do from overflow. Miracle 7. The activation of spiritual power. This final miracle is the most sacred. It is not something others will see. It is something only you can feel. It is the turning on of your spiritual current, not as a practice, but as a presence. The rituals you once did mechanically now become embodied. The mantras you once whispered become your frequency. The connection you once sought becomes your state of being. You become less interested in outcomes and more devoted to alignment. And in that alignment, peace arrives, not as a visitor, but as a resident. You stop chasing destiny, because you realize you are the destination. You are not preparing anymore. You are becoming. And that, dear Virgo, is the 7th miracle, the miracle of remembrance, of returning not to who you were, but to who you truly are. Part 4. Anchoring the energy, rituals and realignment. Transformation is more than a shift in perception. It is a dance between intention and embodiment. The miracles of clarity, energy, healing, intuition, relationships, purpose, and spiritual power can ripple endlessly, but without anchors. Their currents scatter. This part invites you to root these new frequencies deeply into your life, to create sacred containers that hold the profound changes you are becoming. Rituals, when done with heart and presence, become bridges, linking the unseen with the tangible, the spiritual with the everyday. The power of daily alignment. Every morning offers a blank slate. It is a moment pregnant with potential, a chance to orient your mind, body, and spirit toward the highest truth you hold. Begin simply. Before you rise, take a breath deeper than usual. Feel the weight of your body against the earth. Sense the life force humming quietly within. In that stillness, set an intention. This can be as straightforward as, today, I choose clarity. Today, I receive with grace. Today, I listen to my inner voice. Write it down if it helps. Speak it aloud if your heart is ready. This practice primes your nervous system and your soul to welcome the unfolding day in alignment with your newfound miracles. Over time, these small moments compound, transforming your entire energy field, creating a sanctuary of presence. Where do you spend your time? What spaces carry your energy? A physical environment influences the quality of your inner life. Virgos crave order, not for control, but for peace. Declutter. Clear the surfaces where you live and work. Bring in elements that nurture your senses: plants, natural light, clean air, objects that inspire calm and focus. Designate a small corner as your sanctuary, a place for reflection, meditation, or simply being. This sacred space becomes a refuge from overwhelm and a launchpad for growth. Regular visits here remind your body and mind that you are committed to your own evolution. The energy of the space supports you, even when your thoughts wander. Rituals of release and renewal. Transformation requires shedding old skin. Rituals that mark endings and beginnings help you honor this natural cycle. Each week, set aside time to reflect on what no longer serves you. Write down fears, doubts, judgments, or habits you're ready to release. Then, in a way that feels meaningful, burn the paper. Tear it up, or bury it in soil. Follow this with a renewal practice. Light a candle, say an affirmation, or engage in a movement practice that stirs your body and spirit. Celebrate what is being born anew in you. These rituals teach your subconscious to trust change and to welcome growth rather than resist it. Nourishing the body temple. Virgo's mind can often outpace the body's wisdom. But your vessel is sacred, a temple housing your soul's journey. Honor it with nourishing food, adequate rest, and gentle movement. Consider practices that ground you deeply: yoga, tai chi, or simply walking barefoot in nature. Hydrate with intention. Drink water slowly, visualizing it cleansing every cell. This simple act connects you with the flow of life itself. When the body is cared for, it supports the miracles unfolding in your inner world. Energy flows freely, clarity sharpens, intuition awakens. Embodying mindful service. Service has been a constant theme for Virgo, but now it calls for refinement. Mindful service means choosing how, when, and why you give your energy. Ask yourself, does this serve my highest self and those I love? Learn to say no without guilt. Protect your boundaries with kindness and firmness. This preserves your well-being and ensures that your contributions come from fullness, not depletion. In this way, your service becomes sacred work, a conduit for the miracles of connection and purpose to manifest. Deepening intuitive practices. The awakening of intuition thrives with practice. Simple daily exercises can strengthen this vital sense. Keep a dream journal. Record impressions, symbols, or feelings upon waking. Over time, patterns will emerge. Practice listening without immediate judgment. When you feel a knowing, pause. Trust the pause. Let your body speak before the mind intervenes. Try grounding meditations that focus on the solar plexus and heart centers, the energetic seats of will and compassion. Visualize light flowing freely between these centers, harmonizing action and empathy. Integration through reflection. Finally, make space for integration. Transformation is a spiral, not a straight line. Set aside time weekly to reflect on your growth. Ask, what miracles showed up this week? How did I anchor these shifts? Where do I still feel resistance? Journaling, conversation with trusted friends, or creative expression can help process these insights. Integration honors the journey and ensures the miracles become part of your evolving story, not fleeting moments. Part 5. Expanding the horizon, manifestation and mastery. As the roots grow deep and the energy settles into a new rhythm, the next natural step emerges: expansion. This phase invites you to stretch beyond familiar boundaries, to harness the power of your transformation, and to step fully into mastery. Manifestation is the art of bringing inner vision into outer reality. It is the sacred dance between dreaming and doing, between intention and action. With the miracles rooted firmly within, you are ready to expand your influence, your creativity, and your purpose on a grander scale. Clarifying your vision. Mastery begins with clarity of vision. What do you truly desire to create in your life and for the world? This is more than a list of goals. This is your soul's deepest calling. Take time to visualize vividly. Imagine the details. How it feels. Who is there? What is happening around you? Emotions are the fuel of manifestation. So allow yourself to immerse fully in the experience. Write this vision down, creating a roadmap that honors both your practical needs and your wildest dreams. This balance keeps your energy grounded yet expansive, aligning action with intention. Manifestation requires movement, but not any movement, intentional, aligned action. Break your vision into manageable steps, each infused with purpose. Celebrate small victories as milestones, reinforcing your confidence and momentum. Remember, mastery is not about perfection. It is about consistent, conscious effort paired with adaptability. When obstacles arise, view them as teachers guiding your refinement. Harnessing the power of belief. Belief is the invisible architecture supporting your creations. Doubt and fear often attempt to sabotage this foundation, but your growing awareness equips you to face them with courage. Practice affirmations that resonate deeply. Replace "I can't" with "I am capable." Rewire your internal dialogue to uplift and empower. Surround yourself with a community that believes in you and your vision. Shared energy magnifies personal power and creates fertile ground for miracles. Expanding creative expression. Creativity is a conduit for manifestation. Whether through art, writing, music, or innovation in your work, expressing your unique gifts expands your energy into the world. Give yourself permission to experiment and play. Release the need for approval or outcome. The joy of creation itself nourishes your soul and inspires those around you. Embodying leadership with compassion. True mastery includes leadership, leading yourself and others with integrity and heart. Cultivate empathy and active listening. Recognize that your influence ripples beyond your immediate circle. Leadership grounded in compassion fosters trust and encourages collaboration. Building communities aligned with higher purpose. Embracing continuous growth. Mastery is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Commit to ongoing learning, self-reflection, and evolution. Seek mentors, read widely, and remain open to new perspectives. Growth often requires stepping out of comfort zones repeatedly, trusting that each expansion brings new levels of freedom. Manifesting miracles in daily life. As you expand, remember that the miraculous is present in the everyday. The smile of a stranger, the quiet sunrise, the gift of a deep conversation. All are manifestations of the abundant universe responding to your vibration. By cultivating gratitude and mindfulness, you align more consistently with the flow of miracles. Expansion and mastery are the flowering of your transformation, a powerful synthesis of inner work and outer creation. This stage invites you to shine boldly, to contribute meaningfully, and to live as a radiant beacon of possibility. Part 6. Embracing the New Age, Integration and Legacy. As the waves of transformation settle, a new dawn rises. A time not only to expand but also to integrate and embody the fullness of your journey. The New Age of Virgo is more than a cosmic event. It is a call to live your truth with grounded wisdom and heartfelt purpose. Leaving a lasting legacy. The power of integration. Integration is the sacred process of weaving all aspects of your growth into a harmonious whole. It honors both your triumphs and your trials, blending them into a cohesive foundation for your future. This phase invites you to reflect deeply on what you have learned, how you have evolved, and how these lessons can serve your highest good and that of others. Integration also means embracing your shadow, those parts of yourself you may have resisted or hidden. By acknowledging and accepting these shadows, you reclaim lost energy and wholeness, living your authentic truth. The New Age calls for authenticity, a wholehearted expression of who you are beyond masks or expectations. This means speaking your truth with kindness and clarity, making choices aligned with your values, and creating boundaries that protect your well-being. Living authentically inspires others to do the same, creating ripples of courage and honesty across communities. Honoring the cycles of life. Virgo energy is intimately connected to cycles of nature, seasons, growth, and renewal. Embracing this awareness helps you flow with life's rhythms rather than resist them. Celebrate the seasonal transitions within and without. Allow yourself to rest, to heal, to blossom in time. This cyclical understanding fosters patience and trust in divine timing. Cultivating sacred relationships. Legacy is not only about what you create but also about the relationships you nurture. Invest in connections that nourish your soul, relationships based on respect, love, and mutual growth. Be a healer, a listener, a guide. Through compassionate presence, you can uplift others and co-create communities rooted in empathy and understanding. Stewardship of Earth and Spirit. The New Age of Virgo also heralds a call to stewardship, caring for the Earth as an extension of the self. Engage in practices that honor and protect the environment. Recognize the interconnectedness of all beings and the role you play in sustaining this delicate balance. This stewardship is a sacred act, a gift to future generations, leaving a lasting legacy. Legacy transcends material wealth. It is the imprint of your soul's purpose expressed through your actions, teachings, and influence. Consider how your daily choices, no matter how small, contribute to this legacy. Whether through mentorship, creative works, or acts of kindness, each contributes to a tapestry of meaning. Trusting the ongoing journey. The New Age is not a final endpoint but a gateway to ongoing evolution. Trust that each step forward, each challenge faced, is part of a larger unfolding. Remain open to new insights and opportunities, allowing your path to evolve with grace and courage, inviting the miracles to continue. As you integrate and embody this new era, the miracles you have begun to witness will continue to multiply. Stay rooted in gratitude and presence, nurturing your connection to the cosmic currents supporting your growth. Remember, the power to create, to heal, and to inspire is always within you. Embracing integration and legacy means stepping fully into the sacred role the New Age of Virgo offers, a guardian of wisdom, a beacon of light, and a co-creator of a more harmonious world. The cosmic dance continues, inviting you to walk your path with confidence, compassion, and joy. Part 7. Practical steps to align with the New Age energies. Now that we have explored the spiritual depth and cosmic significance of the New Age of Virgo, it is essential to bring these energies into practical, tangible actions in your daily life. True transformation happens not just in awareness, but in consistent, mindful practice that aligns your body, mind, and spirit with the universal flow. Cultivating mindful presence. The first step is cultivating a mindful presence, being fully aware and engaged in each moment. Virgo's energy is naturally attentive to details and subtle shifts. Harness this gift by developing daily mindfulness rituals. Start by dedicating a few minutes each day to conscious breathing. With every inhale, draw in clarity and calm. With every exhale, release tension and distraction. This simple practice grounds you in the now, helping to dissolve anxiety and scattered thoughts. Mindful presence also means slowing down to truly observe your environment. Notice the colors, sounds, textures, and smells around you. Allow this sensory awareness to reconnect you with life's inherent beauty and sacredness. Embracing intentional simplicity. Virgo's path thrives in order and clarity. Yet simplicity is not about deprivation but about intentional focus. Begin decluttering your physical space. Clear out what no longer serves your well-being or purpose. This creates room for fresh energy and new opportunities to enter. Extend this simplicity to your commitments. Prioritize what aligns deeply with your values and soul's purpose. Letting go of obligations that drain your vitality without meaningful return. Daily rituals to anchor your energy. Establish daily rituals that resonate with your unique rhythm and spiritual practice. These might include journaling your intentions, reading sacred texts, or practicing gentle yoga or qigong. Incorporate grounding practices such as walking barefoot in nature or connecting with plants. Such rituals anchor your energy and harmonize your vibration with Earth's pulse. Harnessing the power of the mantra. Recall the sacred mantra introduced earlier. Aham Brahmasmi Samvraha. I am divine consciousness. I offer myself to holistic abundance and flourishing. Use this mantra regularly to align with the cosmic frequencies of the new age. Chant it aloud or silently during meditation, letting its vibrations clear limiting beliefs and open your channels to abundance. You may also write the mantra on a small card or stone and carry it with you as a talisman throughout your day, serving as a reminder of your divine connection and purpose. Engaging in service and compassion. True Virgone power is expressed through service rooted in compassion. Seek opportunities to help others, not out of obligation but from genuine kindness. Whether it's listening deeply to a friend, volunteering your time, or simply offering a smile to a stranger, these acts ripple outward, amplifying the transformative energy of the new age. Nourishing your body and spirit. Honor your body as the temple of your soul. Nourish it with wholesome foods, clean water, and sufficient rest. Practice movement that delights and energizes you. Spiritually, engage in practices that uplift your heart, whether prayer, meditation, or creative expression. This balance between physical care and spiritual nourishment supports sustainable growth and resilience. Setting clear boundaries. With growth comes the need to protect your energy. Set clear boundaries that safeguard your time, emotions, and creative resources. Communicate your limits with kindness and firmness. Recognize when to say no, understanding that self-care is essential for you to give your best to the world. Listening to intuition and inner guidance. Throughout your journey, cultivate a deep trust in your inner guidance. Virgo's discerning intuition is a precious compass, gently steering you through complexity with clarity. Create quiet moments for reflection, asking yourself what feels right and true. Journal insights or dreams that arise, as they often carry profound messages. Embracing flexibility and adaptability. While Virgo energy values structure, the new age also invites flexibility. Life's currents shift, and so must we. Practice adapting gracefully to change, seeing challenges as invitations to innovate and grow. This openness expands your potential and invites new blessings. celebrating progress and gratitude. Finally, cultivate a heart of gratitude. Celebrate each step of your progress, no matter how small. Acknowledge your courage in embracing transformation and your commitment to living aligned with your highest truth. Gratitude amplifies positive energy, attracting more abundance and joy into your life. By weaving these practical steps into your daily rhythm, you will actively co-create with the cosmic forces heralding the new age of Virgo. This alignment empowers you to manifest miracles, not as distant dreams, but as lived, radiant realities. Conclusion. Embracing the journey ahead. As we draw this exploration of the new age of Virgo to a close, it's important to step back and see the full tapestry of transformation that lies before us. This era invites us to awaken to a deeper awareness, a harmonization of mind, body, and spirit, rooted in mindful presence, intentional simplicity, and compassionate service. The energies of Virgo empower us to cultivate clarity amidst chaos, to build foundations grounded in sacred order, and to embody a life of purpose with humility and grace. By integrating practical rituals, nurturing self-care, and listening to our inner guidance, we align ourselves with the universal flow, co-creating a reality rich with abundance, healing, and spiritual growth. Looking forward, the path is one of continual evolution. As the cosmic energies shift and deepen, we are called to remain adaptable, open-hearted, and courageous. Each challenge is an opportunity to expand, each moment a chance to realign with our highest truth. To truly thrive in this new age, embrace the journey with patience and gratitude. Let your actions ripple outward in service to yourself and others, cultivating a collective awakening that nurtures peace and harmony in the world. If this journey resonates with you, I invite you to join our community on the road to tranquility. Here, we explore these themes together, sharing insights, tools, and inspiration to support your ongoing transformation. Subscribe, engage, and walk this path with us toward greater balance, clarity, and serenity. Remember, transformation is not a distant destination but a living, breathing process unfolding with each mindful step you take. Together, let's embrace the new age of Virgo and the limitless potential it holds, for ourselves and for the world. Thank you for being part of this journey.